Fellas, last time I checked, you don't want your pole rope disconnected from your pole. I'm gonna show you how to put that back in. Nice and easy. And it ain't that nice and it ain't that easy, but I'm gonna show you the best way I know how to do it. My name's Hunter, one half of Shimmer Shine, and we're a cleaning company that cares. Here to remind you that it's okay to ask for help. As you can see, on the Tucker Bravo, the 27-foot model, there's 5 stages to this thing, so it can extend up to almost 30 feet. And each stage, the inside diameter gets a little less diametrized. It gets smaller and smaller. And so you can imagine, unless you have a chopstick fed into the feeding end of your Tucker rope, it ain't gonna find its way to the other end of your pole. And you can see there's not a lot of real estate here. Let me see if I can show you. There's not a lot of real estate to get that thing through. So what we're gonna do, it's not glorious, but it's the best way I know how. Sometimes you just gotta give up and concede and move on, even though it feels like more work. Sometimes you gotta actually study for the test and instead of spending so much time trying to cheat. Look, we're gonna undo the 5th clasp, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The top one, the last one, the final 6th stage, if you will, is just this top piece here, okay? It's small, but it means well. We're gonna feed that pole rope into that tight little hole. Yep. All right. So now we have all 5 stages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open. Okay? Barrel of the gun. So we're gonna take our bottom fat end, the biggest inside diameter. We're gonna face it up towards us. See if there's any debris that would cause us any trouble as we're feeding the pole rope back in. Looks good. So then bottoms up, put your pole rope back in. I do have a trick for you. If it's really stubborn and you really, if it's really stubborn and you really don't want to take all the stages apart and do it stage by stage, that is your last resort and it does work every time. You can put a chopstick or some kind of thicker needle chopstick in here to straighten it out so it's not bending or curving on you. What is this, like 18 inches right here? Point is, straighten that sumbitch out and then you can feed it back in much easier. Now, some guys will spend so much time trying to feed it back in. It usually takes less time to disassemble all the stages and feed it in one stage at a time. But once you find the spot, you should be able to feed it through. See what I mean? So I'm gonna end up taking out the 5th stage anyways. So what I did, now that I have more ability by disassembling the 5th stage, I was able to hold it within my wingspan and push it from the bottom of the 5th stage and then use my other finger to align it so it wasn't catching on this groove where the bracket is, and I was able to get it through. Now, first and foremost, obviously we want to push the 5th stage back into place. Beware that if you don't have enough pole rope sticking out the other end, I'd recommend getting it carried away with it, honestly. Because if you don't have enough pole rope sticking out the other end, when you go to feed the 5th stage back in, it'll push back out on you, and that's really frustrating. Okay, so now it's through all 5 stages. For the 6th and final stage, we feed it in like so. And then once you have a foot or 2 out the final end, you can feed this through, open up that 5th clasp, and you should know this little groove, divot indent at the top that fits within the opening of the clasp here. Fits in line with that. See how it's fitting in there, in between there? And when you close the clamp, it doesn't rotate on you. And you can push the pole rope down, push the pole rope down, and feed it in like that. Check all your connections. There's a little bit of metal showing on that one. Just so you guys know, you push in to pull out. You push in. It's got teeth in here, so you have to push these plastic brackets in to release the teeth. Otherwise, you're messing up your pole rope. Now that it's all fed through, we have a strong connection, and our pole is back to normal. Now that our pole's back to normal and I have time, I'm gonna show you how to wrap it up nice and neat, okay? So here we go.